Okay, the red dot's on.
Oh, very good. Good afternoon. Welcome. Today I'd like to talk a little bit about media and homosexual rights. The media has a great influence on the fight for homosexual rights and how it's portrayed in America and across the world. Years ago, Americans as a whole disapproved of the homosexual lifestyle. Yet as we become more enlightened and worldly, the views seem to be changing. Of course, this depends on what polls you believe. If you take a look at this public opinion poll, you can see that some folks believe, some folks don't believe. Oh, that's one. All right. Over the last couple of years, homosexuals have brought to the forefront of media's attention several fights for their rights as American citizens. One of the more controversial is the right for homosexuals to marry. There is staunch opposition from the religious right of America who do not want the national definition of marriage, the legal standing, changed. The homosexual community sees the inability to be defined by the government as married as a barrier to their happiness and wants homosexuality included in that definition. At a state level, some states allow homosexual marriage, but when the couple moves to another state, the state may not recognize the union. This creates problems in the way spousal benefits, the ability to see the spouse in case of an accident, and children's rights such as adoption. Some homosexual couples desire to adopt children, and there are studies upon studies that show that children raised by homosexuals are perfectly well-adjusted adults. But the challenge for people, in their traditional way of thinking is to believe it's healthy for a child to be raised by same-sex couples. The last slide I'll discuss is the homosexual lifestyle and its encroachment into private groups, such as Boy Scouts of America. The Boy Scouts of America has already won a Supreme Court battle to allow the group to deny homosexual rights to be a part of the program in January of 2013. Recently, the BSA has announced that it's going to consider a change in that policy. I see you moving. The active LGBT groups, lesbian, gay, bisexual, transsexual, and queer groups over the last couple years have increased, but the moral argument against the acceptance of the lifestyle remains the same. The argument of homosexual lifestyle is a choice, and that is a major challenge for traditional Christian who holds a belief in the Bible as God's holy word, holds it up as a standard in several areas of their life. The homosexual community and their supporters believe that the Bible, similar to the Constitution, is an outdated historical document and should change as the culture evolves and is more evolved. The media seems to favor the pro-homosexual view in almost everything it does. Television shows like Will and Grace and movies such as Brokeback Mountain take the homosexual lifestyle and make it look normal. We often don't get to see the dark side of homosexuality in television or the movies unless it's a documentary. In contrast, the heterosexual relationship is shown both negatively and positively, creating the impression that the homosexual lifestyle has fewer problems. When the moral objection is shown, it almost puts conservative Christian in negative light by showing them as uncaring, hypocritical, and not living in reality. Most homosexuals believe they are born homosexuals and that they are permitted the same rights as a heterosexual couple. Does being born in America give you the same rights as any other person? Documents like Declaration of Independence are very powerful documents and are the basis for the founding of the United States of America. In this historical document, it denotes that American rights are endowed by their Creator, and it does not distinguish between gay or straight citizens. During the late 1700s, there were homosexuals in America, but the Declaration of Independence makes no mention of them. But it does mention unalienable rights of life, liberty, and pursuit of happiness, creating the impression that all persons should have these rights. The challenge to this view is that many religious persons and organizations believe these rights are natural from the Creator, not given by the government. However, it's clearly stated through the Bible that abomination of homosexuality includes verses such as 1 Timothy 1:8-11, where the Apostle Paul states, "We also know that the law is not made for the righteous, but for the lawbreaker and rebels, for the sexually immoral, for those practicing homosexuality." Clearly, these two sides do not see common ground on this issue, and to further exacerbate the issue, the Declaration of Independence, there is not a definition of marriage, or requirements for adoption rights, or for the rights of presentation. This vagueness creates some room for interpretation by our lawmakers, and as popular opinion turns more secular, the objection to changing laws on these issues gets less as we attempt to view it more one-sided. The media chooses to heighten the controversy between the community and the religious right for two primary reasons: greed and empathy. It's been proven that the media's goal is to influence our positions in different areas of our life. Maybe a new product's being introduced in the market, and with the advertising campaign is needed to entice us to buy it for its reveal, or for a doctor comes out with a study that shows obesity is linked to soft drinks, and this influences governments to pass a law against soft drinks. But the media does not necessarily have a position on some issues. They just want to know where and how they are getting the data. What's that? Oh, thank you. Sorry, just skipping it. Fast forward, my main focus on this is the private organizations. And for years, homosexuals want to be a part of the Boy Scouts of America. And many have been, but they've just been quietly. Finally, in 2000, a gentleman named James Dale brought the fight to the Supreme Court. The case involved Mr. Dale, who was an Eagle Scout and secretly gay, and after aging out of the program and turning 18, he was invited to come back to assistant scoutmaster. When the BSA found that he was gay, following membership standards, Jim's view is one that the units called him a model scout. But he was not good enough to serve the boys of the unit just because he was gay. The issues relating to lesbian, gay, bisexual, transgender, and queer population and its rights are very controversial, and it's not easy to find middle ground to appease both sides. That right view is the purest of interpretations, fundamentally founded on biblical standards, does not allow for any compromise. In contrast, persons who believe they are born into one of these categories, generally the left view, can't change who they are, should have the same rights as the rest of the population. It appears the views are changing and the media is doing its part. 20 years ago, popular shows like The Big Bang Theory would not have been allowed on prime time spot. Now we can catch reruns and worse during the day if we wanted. Polls show a steady increase of the acceptance of homosexuality as a lifestyle, but it's not clear why. Is it because of the influence of the media? Is it because values are truly changing, or maybe just the data discovered by the pollster? Whichever the case, the media has an influence. Turn it off.